Okay, I think we're going live. I'm just going to give it a couple seconds here. And good morning, everyone out there. It is a beautiful Friday morning here in Cleveland, at least. The Browns won last night. And I have joining me, as always, Suzanne Tierney, our CEO and president of the Lupus Foundation of America, Greater Ohio chapter, and special guest, Jalissa Tedrow. And she is a lupus warrior here in Ohio, and I owe Toledo, but where are you exactly from, Jalissa?
I'm from Delta, Ohio. I live in Swanton, but it's about 30 minutes.
Delta?
30 minutes west of Toledo.
Okay, 30 minutes west of, that's why I always say you're from Toledo, because that's the major city I know, Delta. I'm going to have to visit you in Delta one day. And so this morning we are just joining together to talk about lupus, talk about the walk, catch up with Jalissa. It's been a little bit of time since we got to talk with you. And Suzanne's super pumped just to have other Lupians surround her and uplift one another about the walk and everything that's going on. So good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning. So good morning, Jalissa, and thank you both for being here and always holding me up. It takes a village to hold Suzanne up, all right? And I'm really grateful, and I'm so blessed to surround myself with such beautiful, vibrant young women. And I hope you're sponges and that you can learn something from me. As always, I learn something from you. But hey, Jalissa, listen, you're the funkiest, most resilient, beautiful, sickest Lupian I know. And I know you've heard everyone say, but you don't look sick. All right. And then, of course, I see you getting infusions. I see you having a bad day. Why don't you share with everyone? I'm trying to, with the digital world that we're in, and everyone keeps going, when's it going to end or what's next? I don't know. I don't think anyone does. So I want to keep humanizing us, all right, with some positivity. And so I invited you, and I'm glad that you said yes, and you look gorgeous so early in the morning. I mean, lupus patients don't like mornings, right?
No, I work second shift for a reason.
Oh, gosh. So why don't you tell us how you're doing in COVID crazy right now?
I'm doing, we're hanging in there. It's been a very wild ride since March, I guess, is kind of when it all came to a head and everything kind of shut down. But overall doing okay. Not only do I've got, my own lupus stuff related, but I'm also, I'm working full time, and then I'm also currently taking care of my grandma, who actually did have COVID. And then my grandpa is still in a nursing home, but we're starting to look at discharge plans for him in the next 2 weeks. So it's been crazy. It really has. But I've been leaning on my family and support system to help me along through this. Finding, small things to do on the side, go for a walk, enjoy the weather. We've had a great summer. Weather-wise, it wasn't too hot. So yeah, you just kind of, it's been crazy.
Crazy, yeah. And when you did a shout out on Facebook about your grandparents and about them being so sick with COVID, I know immediately I called my prayer chain, okay? Yeah. And you did a shout out for prayer, and I'm so glad they're doing so better. So many people don't realize it hasn't hit in their house. So,
Amen.
Some people believe it's a hoax. It's not true, but you've lived it, and you live with the fear of losing loved ones.
Yeah, it got very scary, very, very scary for both my grandparents there for a little while. And the after effects of COVID, we don't know what they are. Nobody knows what the outcome of someone who is older. We don't know if, for example, my grandma's voice is like gone. She has a hard time talking from like the pneumonia, and we don't know if that voice will ever come back. We don't know because there's just so many unknowns with COVID.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of lupus in a way. We've lived I've lived decades with uncertainty, not knowing a cause, not having a cure, not knowing from day to day how you're going to live, or tomorrow, is it going to be my kidneys? Is it going to be my brain? Living with that uncertainty, it just feels like I'm revisiting where I've been for the last couple of decades in my life and having that fear around. So
Yeah.
do you have access to grandma? Can you visit her?
Oh, she's home. She's in the other room.
So you're actually living with her. Hey, grandma, are you living with her? So what does that mean for you? What does your doctor say about that with you? What are your precautions?
So actually, my grandma didn't come home till about a month ago. She was in a facility from like June 28th through August 13th. And she was negative twice before they discharged her. And then I work in a hospital. I actually work in an ER, so I take extra precautions at work. I wear eyeglasses normally, but then I also wear a face shield over that. I'm always wearing a mask, and then sanitizing my room that I'm working in at work. Between each and every patient, sanitizing my pen. If a patient uses my pen, just making those extra precautions. I take my temperature before I go to work, and then when I'm at work, I take my temperature when I get home. So there's a lot of protocol in place for me to feel comfortable to actually go to work and do my job effectively to help other patients who are sick with, their various things.
Wow, Jolissa, I must have had a brain fog and forgot that you worked in the medical field. Oh my God. I would be so afraid. Are you afraid?
Honestly, not really. To me, because I had drove my grandparents home from Florida. We brought them home because they were very sick down there. And at that time, we didn't know that they had COVID, but I drove them home. And after being in a vehicle with them for 17 hours, for me to not get sick, I don't know if that was some grace of God. I mean, I do not know how I did not get COVID.
Right, right.
But I mean, after we had brought them home and everything, my whole family, my mom and I, we had to be quarantined for 14 days. We had to be tested twice. Everything came back normal or negative. But honestly, to me, if something is going to happen, if I'm either going to get COVID or I'm not. Kind of like with lupus. Like, I'm either going to be sick one day or I'm not. And I'm not going to live my life in fear. That's something I really have always kind of been really strong about, is not living life in fear. And living every day to its fullest. And trying to stay strong and positive about whatever given situation that I have.
There's that spunk.
There's that spunk.
There's that spunk we all admire and see in you always. You have this fire within you to be a fighter, a warrior, to look for the positive in life. And Suzanne says it all the time too. It's either okay or it's not okay. It's like, what can we do about it? What can we control? And there are things we can control. And that fire within you emanates, and it definitely, that's that warm hug I felt when we were meeting just before. I said, do you feel the warm hug around you? Because I miss you, my friend. Usually we see you a couple times a year, and definitely we would see you at the walk. But this year's just a little bit different,
So, I would encourage, you're so effervescent. Okay. People say that about me once in a while too, is you're so effervescent. And I'm getting some positive vibe off you, all right? It's like, wow, she can do this, I can do this too, so maybe it's not so bad. And I think as Lupians, we need to surround ourselves with those types of people because things are bad. I mean, my husband built a moat around my house. He's not letting anybody in. He's not letting anybody out. He has me in a big plastic baggie. Susie can't talk to this person. Susie can't go to the store. I cut my own hair. I color my own hair. I do my own nails. Groceries get dropped off. The drugs get dropped off. I do get to go to the office for like 4 hours a day. And then he comes home and hoses me down in the garage. I mean, it's just awful. and live panic fear. He doesn't want to live without me, or he doesn't want to see me sick, because we've been there before. So, but you are an inspiration. And on top of it, oh my goodness, I forgot you worked full time in the medical field. I am just blown away. And here you are, you're trying to help us with the walk. So I know Les and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the walk. So, we're having challenges. We're supposed to have our walk this week, or next week it would have been scheduled, our big one in Ohio. Our revenue has come to a screeching halt. There hasn't been any money coming in at all. If we are so blessed that we have the Ohio Department of Health line item that we'll probably have for the rest of the year, which was cut by the state of Ohio, but it's still giving us some working capital. And so what do we do? How do you sustain? Most of the nonprofits that are on the front line right now probably won't be here next year, because the funds are being converted to donor dollars, are being converted to other problems that arise, especially like Black Lives Matters or the COVID crisis. So, what do we do? How do we sustain? And so National came up with the idea, well, let's do a nation virtual walk. Walk in your house, walk in your driveway, walk on your treadmill, and still figure out how to raise some dollars. So you have stepped to the plate, as you have in the last couple of years. Why don't you share with us your successes and your disappointments?
Yeah, so this year, let's be honest, times are tough for everyone. So many Americans across America, not just Ohioans, have been out of work for a majority of the year. I even, for a hot second, my hours were even cut back earlier. Now I'm back full swing of things, but funds are tough, especially for our local businesses, who some of the walk participants have been able in the past to kind of lean on and ask them for financial support. They're not able to do it like they normally would. I know, the 2 years ago I had raised I think it was like $1,500, and didn't seem hard to do. And this year I had set myself a goal of 2,500. And I'm sitting at in the fundraiser, I have only $302 so far, but I'm doing a t-shirt sale, so I'll have probably at least another $100 in funds from that I'll submit. But times are tough for everyone. But you know what? The Lupus Foundation, whether it will take anything, whether it's $5 or $10,000, and we need to, as lupus patients in Ohio who do affiliate themselves with the Lupus Foundation of Greater Ohio, really need to step up to the plate, because the Lupus Foundation does so much for us. They constantly work day in and day out, even from home during COVID. They're working so hard for us to be able to have the resources that we need so that no one walks alone. That's my big thing this year. No lupus patient should ever feel like they're alone, because they're not. The Lupus Foundation is there for everyone. Some ways that I've been fundraising is really just hitting social media. Since I'm not really able to, see as many people as I was previously and ask them in person, I've been really hitting my social media hard, making posts on why I walk and, ways to donate to the Lupus Foundation, constantly sharing posts that the LFA post on Facebook and
sharing it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sharing it, and asking my friends to share it as well. I'm also doing a t-shirt sale. I had a t-shirt design this year for the walk that I really love, that my dear friend of mine designed. So
is it gray? Is it the gray one?
Yeah. I could actually. I don't know.
I'll just show it really quick. Hang on. I didn't know you were doing that. You might.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's cool.
Yeah. So that's my shirt that I'm actually wearing right now. That was my shirt for my team 2 years ago. And then I wish I knew where.
So you're doing like a third-party fundraiser, and you're trying something new out to see, hey, help me out, support us, and wear some, lupus awareness. That's pretty cool. And I love the picture of you. You're very artistic with photographs and your style, and there's that spunk again that you have, So that's great. I didn't know you were doing a third-party fundraiser. Great. I'm curious to see how that pans out for you. Let us know for sure.
Yeah, I know for sure. I've already put in, I've raised like $40 from that. And then I haven't submitted, I think I've got about $100. 100% of the proceeds obviously going to the Lupus Foundation of Greater Ohio chapter. I have the shirt, I'm selling them for $25, and $10 of every shirt goes to the Lupus Foundation. So hopefully, I'm gonna continue to see some excitement from that, and people wanting, who doesn't love a t-shirt?
Well, I do. I want one. I'm gonna get one.
The other thing is that we're really encouraging people to do, and everyone that's making a donation to you or that joins your team, if they join your team, your friends and family, anyone can do this. If you're a team captain, ask your friends or family to register for the walk, join your team as a Kickstarter, and with a $25 donation, registering as a Kickstarter means that you'll make a $25 donation at registration, and we'll send a mask out. So, we're trying fun little ways to get some effervescence going, some spunk in everyone. As a small thank you, the first 1,000 people that register as a Kickstarter, donate the $25, we will send you a mask right to your doorstep. So the address that you register with us, we're going to send that out. And then if you continue to fundraise and hit those other markers, you'll get the official incentive prizes like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt and such like that. So be sure you're telling your friends and family, hey, if you register for the walk, you'll get this from the foundation. If you purchase, a t-shirt, you'll get this and so much. So, those are all little ways to make a big difference, really. All little ways of taking small steps to make a big difference for the organization. So that's awesome.
Wow, you are such an inspiration. You had a mega storm come to you, a mega storm family, and plus you're living with lupus, and you have your own treatment plans for lupus that you have to take care of. You're self-supportive. You're working. You're one of the brave ones working on the front end of things, and I feel like I should be doing so much more. And you're still making the ask, no matter how big. You just, I hope everyone gives to you. I just think you're such an inspiration. And that reflects what she said, is that no matter how much you give, I don't care if it's $5, okay? Those $5, we're going to stretch it into 100. I don't care if you give a bag of pennies, all right? If everyone gave a little bit of something, we'll be in a better place tomorrow. And it is tough out there. It is. We're all in the same boat. Some of us have bigger boats to navigate like you. I'm just blown away. And you look so beautiful. So tell me about your treatment plan real quick for lupus. What can you share that at all?
Yeah. So I take like a handful of medication every day. I've been on Plaquenil for 6 years. I do take Otrexup, methotrexate injection once a week. And then I also do IgG therapy. I take that not only for lupus, but I also have an autoimmune gastrodysmotility, or some in the non-autoimmune way would be like gastroparesis. I have a lot of issues with vomiting and nausea to the extreme, especially after eating some food, off and on. But I, since November, have been on this treatment. It's an infusion. I get it once a week. It used to be like 6 hours a day, but now that I've been on it for so long, they've been able to speed up the rate that it infuses. So now it's only about 3 to 4 hours versus 6. But
wow.
Yeah, I do that weekly, and it's made a super huge impact in my life. I go to Cleveland Clinic. I drive out to Cleveland for all my specialists, and they really, they stand behind IgG therapy. So I do that, and it takes a lot of time out of my day, but, just 3 to 4 hours a day, once a week versus feeling like junk all the time, I'll take what I can get.
Jalissa, we have to connect with you on another end. I know a handful of patients that are experiencing something that you're going through and maybe haven't found the right physician or the right help. They're kind of going through a lot of gastric issues. So I'm not sure if there's, something happening within lupus, within just the body, what's happening there, but we definitely need to get together and talk with a couple other patients. So, what the organization does do is last night we just met with 20 patient navigators that we have stationed throughout the state of Ohio to really be involved in each community. So we did just kind of an update, and the patient navigators are reporting to us, the things that patients in our state need help with. And so with that, I learned of other needs that patients are needing throughout the state. And you had mentioned before, we're in the community, even though we're working remotely, we're hitting the phones, we're doing social media, we're still checking in with all of the patients that reach out to us that are looking for help, just to make sure, one, are you okay? And that's huge for us. And it's uplifting also for the patient navigators. Many of them themselves are patients. Many of them are in the healthcare field. So we have people that are just looking to engage, not looking for anything else other than knowing that you're supported. We're here for you. Are you okay? And so the issues that you're going through, just sharing that piece of information could have helped someone else saying, yeah, something else is going on. I need to find someone to help me get on it. And I did not know that IgG therapy would help with gastroparesis. So that's very interesting for me to learn. So we should definitely talk a little bit further about that, because I know maybe 2-3 years ago, you came to me and said you were having these issues. And I'm glad to hear that you would found it is that effervescence in you, that fight that says, I will not accept what's happening to me. I need to find something that will help. So congratulations to you for always being that fighter, always having that fighting spirit to figure out what's happening. And that's not easy to do. I'm saying great job, and it might seem easy to some people, like, yeah, just go do it. Well, it's not as easy as just saying, go do it. Yeah, it's a constant battle every day.
It is sometimes, especially lately, with everything going on in, my family, and then also, work and, just other things in my life. The stress has been bad, and everyone knows that stress is not good for lupus.
Yeah.
And that's been something that I've been trying really hard to navigate through. Because I'm trying not to, let the stress overrun me. And then, I don't want to end up in bed for 3 days because my body just, flared up because I'm so stressed out. But, you just
finding that balance between work, life, family, your lupus, your gastric issues. It's finding that balance between all of it, which is easy to do.
Yeah, you have 2 full-time jobs. You have work, and then a full-time job is taking care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that you are very resilient and can do it, I wish I could bottle it. I really do wish I could bottle that. You're such an inspiration. So, I don't know how much longer we have, but let me just, in closing, I think I want to say, last year we used Find Your Power or Lupus Warriors. You're not only a warrior, you're a hero, all right? And we are just so blessed to have you part of our lupus community. I remember when I first met you, you came to an educational summit, and you've been around ever since. And, you're part of our family. And I want to remind people, if you're getting a call from the Lupus Foundation, they're not calling you for money. They're calling to check in on you. So take the call.
Yeah.
Take the call. They're just calling. And if you want a friend, be a friend. Reach out to someone. Grab a lupus buddy. There is no I in lupus. There's an us. So, Jalissa, we're so grateful you took the time. And if you have lupus and you don't have anyone to talk to, if you want to share with, or if you need something, our number's on the screen. It's 8888-NO-LUPUS, or we have our website you can visit for all kinds of information at www.lupusgreaterohio.org. We hope you do find time and the effort and the strength to participate with the virtual walk to End Lupus Now. We're hoping it's going to be a lifeline for us. Anything that you can give, we'll be most appreciative for. And Jalissa, I'll continue to pray for you and your family. And I really think God has his hand on your whole family. And I believe in miracles all the time. So I want to thank you for your time, Leslie. You're so committed. Leslie had 3 programs this week. She has a new baby, and we brought her back to work earlier than she wanted to. And once in a while, we'll hear the baby in the background, and it's so joyful to hear such wonderful little noises. Leslie did a program last night. She'll do a program Saturday for young teens. She did a new patient education class the night before. And so we're scrambling, and I'm writing grants, trying to knock on doors for monies for sustainability. So we are working as much as we can. And I know as a lupus patient myself, these are scary times, and we don't want you to be alone. We're here for you. So ladies, thank you. You have a wonderful day, and hope to talk to you soon. Nothing good but good news from you, Jalissa, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone out there watching. We really appreciate you. And give a shout out to Kathy Glick. She's good morning, beautiful ladies, which is so true. And here we have Christina says,
Christina,
sounds like
hi, Christina. Christina just had a baby too. How wonderful.
So It looks like we have some fans this morning. We thank everyone for watching and just listening to Jalissa's story and Suzanne's story, and know that we're here for you guys. So pick up the phone, call, email us, reach out on social media. How can we help? And with that said, everyone, have a great day. Take care.